Hello everybody, this is Jeff and I am coming to you with another arcade video. Yes, it has been a very long time since I did my last arcade video. I have not done anything all winter due to my little finger accident here. I had some surgery, but I'm doing a lot better. I don't know if it'll ever be the same, but definitely put a wrench in my arcade activities amongst a lot of other things. I wanted to come to you with this arcade video. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, trying to get back to where I can build some arcades, do some a variety of just different things that I've been doing all this time. I may not be able to do that as quickly as I thought because I'm going to have to more than likely go for a couple of months on a trip with my main job, so that's going to put a big wrench in things. I wasn't expecting that at all, but I will bring you this cool video. Of course, what you're seeing here is my joust machine, my Multi-Williams setup. Nothing's really changed over the winter. Still have my Centipede cabinet with my arcade SD in it. Got the original Galaga. Straight up with just Galaga. I got an Asteroids Deluxe over here with Asteroids Deluxe, of course, in it. I still got to do the side art on this baby, and still have my cocktail and Popeye light. Everything's still intact here, but I have a special board that you probably know what it is by now if you have read the header of my title of my video. And if you may or may not remember, what I have set up in here is be able to, I got a Mike's JAMA switcher, and I can switch back and forth. So right now, it's just running my my JROK Multi-Williams, right? And JROK rules, and you will see why he even rules even more, because I'm going to hit my little secret button, and you're going to see this is his newest board right here. This is a JROK Mylstar multi-game board, and Mylstar is the company that created Qbert and all these other games right here that's on the list. I love Qbert, absolutely love Qbert. It's not because he was in Wreck-It Ralph, which is what the kids are all saying. They're like, hey, that's the guy from Wreck-It Ralph. I'm like, yeah. But it is nice to have that Qbert gets some love after all this time. But I was a huge Qbert fan growing up, and I haven't had. They're hard to come by. Qbert cabinets are hard to come by. They're expensive. They're, from what I gather, hard to keep running. But when I heard this was coming out, I signed up for it, and he sent me thing on our forum, the Club forum, and here it is, the Qbert Mylstar. This is JROK's new board. It's got Qbert. It has it's called MY Qbert. It's called Mellow Yellow Qbert. It's just kind of cool. It's like Mellow Yellow teamed up with them and did a you can see it says Mellow Yellow, and here I'll just go into that one real quick. Right, so there's Mellow Yellow. Presents Qbert. Kind of cool thing is when you go, I don't know if you know, obviously if you know about Qbert, you know what I'm talking about, but maybe you don't. Qbert is a great guy, right? So he's got to go all over these blocks here, change the colors. It gets harder and harder and harder. I will show you a demo of this. It's at the end of this video. But what's cool is that you go through 4 of these and then it changes, right? So then you go to level 2. But Mellow Yellow has a little, I don't know, call it a little Pac-Man type thing. You know, after you do 2 boards of Pac-Man, you get a little, I don't know what they call it, like a intermission, right? So Mellow Yellow has a little intermission. So I'll have to play this one. I'll show you this one. It's really no different than the regular Qbert. But just like JROK's Multi-Williams board, if I press 1 and 2 player at the same time, then I go back to the menu. This one is faster, harder, more challenging Qbert. I find Qbert pretty challenging already, so I don't know how much I'll be playing that one, but we'll see. Qbert Cubes is another that was the sequel to Qbert. It's actually a pretty fun game. It's different. I don't like it as much as Qbert, but I do like it. This one is Qbert Cubes CT, right? So it's the cocktail version. I'm not really sure what that means because I can play it, but I think I don't know. I don't know what that means yet. Then Mad Planets. Now you can't play every single game with the same setup. I mean, you know, Qbert, the cool thing about Qbert and the challenging thing nowadays is that Qbert had everything was diagonal, right? So you didn't go up, down, left, and right. Everything was at a diagonal on the joystick. So for real Qbert play, it'd be great to have either that old joystick or a regular mounted 4-way joystick and then mount it in the correct fashion, right? So that the up, down, left, and right is blocked out. Now these are 8-way, and I'm just putting this in here as a test, although it's working quite well for me for some of these games because of the setup is different for a lot of different games. So Mad Planets, I can't really play this Mad Planets because Mad Planets, if you remember Tron and Gorf, it had the stick and it has a fire button on the stick. Well, with Mad Planets, you had the stick, the fire button, and then your left hand would use a spinner, right, to spin your ship around, right? So I'll just show you real quick what Mad Planets looks like. And I really would like to. I don't remember this game from when I was a kid. I've heard about it a lot, and a lot of people like it. I'll just show you. And, right, so I can move him around, and I can fire, but you can see I can't spin. I mean, I'm just using these two buttons. But then you got, well, I just died, of course. What if I got these two buttons here? Can make him spin, but I don't have 3 hands, so it's very challenging. Like I'm using one hand to do this and another one. So I don't know. It's a cool game. Don't know what I'm going to do with that. Krull. I remember this as a kid. It came from that movie. There was a movie Krull that came out, and this is pretty cool. And because of the multi-wings, there's a couple games here that use 2 sticks, right? So you got one to move around with, and then one to fire, just like Robotron, which is why I have this setup. Well, with Krull, has great sounds. I don't really know how great of a game it is, if I remember. In this one, you just got to avoid the boulders and pick up this stuff, right? So I'll see if I can do this without dying. All right, get to the seconds. Get one more. Oh, well, I guess I died. Thought I could get to it in time. It's hard to video and do this at the same time. Alright, so then the next level is different. You have to shoot. Right, so you have to shoot these guys. Now, I can move around with this one. So now, if I use this other joystick, I actually can shoot. And it's set up that way. But I'll show you some of the setup where you can change these things in the menu. But I kind of like that. And then Reactor, this is a trackball game originally. I don't know all the scheme on this, but it looks like a really cool game. This is like a very rare game with I thought it was a vector monitor. I'm not really sure, but this looks really good. And I actually figured out how to play this. I can just move around instead of with a trackball, and then you have to. I'm using one hand with my button too. But this is a pretty cool game. But I think I need a trackball for that. Which of course there are spots on the board. I don't know. I'm just filming this part of it. I'm going to show you the board either after this or you already saw the board. And then Screw Loose, I hadn't really heard of that. Well, it's a fun game. it's really kind of wild looking because it's named appropriately. So there's the guy, screw loose, and I'll use the left joystick to move him, and the right joystick he shoots diagonally eight different ways with that joystick. So it's like a Robotron control setup, and he goes through different phases. Right, he has to shoot those little discs, and he has hands, and he can lose a hand, and it's really neat. Maybe I'll do a review on that separately. And then Three Stooges, I don't really know much about that one yet. I kind of remember, I mean, obviously we remember the Three Stooges, but so I'm not really sure how the game plays and that. I haven't done much of it yet. But obviously, Qbert is the main thing here. We got Qbert cubes. Go ahead and show you Qbert cubes.
Hello, I'm Turn Dog.
Alright, there's the Noser Elites. And let's see if it can do a demo. Easier to do a demo. Of course, I only use one hand with this, but here, I'll go ahead and just hit player 1. And then this one, you can choose your level. Right? We're going to start at level 1. Alright, so you have to do like a tic-tac-toe thing. You have to change these. Right, and I'm not sure, like, right, so there's one. And if I go like that, nope. So should be a tic-tac-toe there. No, I don't know how to get that to turn over. But you can see it's like a mouse instead of a... It cuts off the screen a little bit. Like I said, I just threw this in here. And it's pretty cool because you can change this from a horizontal to vertical in the menu. So again, I'll show you that here in a second when I go to the setup. And then we'll just show you Qbert real quick.
Hello, I'm Turn Dog.
Right, so it's a little flattened on the horizontal monitor, but if that's what you got, it works pretty good. Okay, so I'll do a little left-handed. You know what? I can still do right-handed. Just change. Right. Hopefully, I'm holding the camera here. Right. You let him get close to you. That gives you extra points. Plus, it clears the screen. See if I can clear one screen here for you. I'm actually not too bad at Qbert. Although I'm not like an expert, so I mean too bad in as far as average players. Okay, and then we'll go down. There we go. And it goes to the next one. Here, I'll go ahead and clear this real quick. Oh no, I didn't do the mellow yellow, so I'll do that one later. I'll do another whole review of that one. Right, but that's Qbert. And if we go into the setup, here's what the setup looks like. Right, so you got your system set up. Right, so you can boot to menu. You could boot to Qbert, right? So a lot of people will use these boards for their Qberts because they have so much trouble with them. They'll just put this in their Qbert and it hooks right up. And it'll do that for the other stuff too, right? Like for Mad Planets, Mad Planets is just really hard to come by. And if people want to do Mad Planets, you can boot up to that, obviously. So we'll go back to menu. Hold for menu. Hold down the buttons for 1 second. It goes back to the menu. Screensaver is it's just a Qbert on a little disc after a certain amount of time. I'm not sure if it's 5 minutes or what. And he just starts kind of scrolling around all over the screen. You saw the Joust guys in the beginning of this when I started. That's what he does for his other one. This is interesting. Qbert angle stick. I have it on, right? Because if you turn it off, then you're using either regular Qbert joystick or you've turned your joystick, right? So I have an 8-way, so I turn on this angle stick function, and that allows me to use this 8-way, even though I can get stuck in the corners because these aren't blocked off. I've kind of gotten adjusted to it after playing a couple times, and so I'm not getting stuck anymore. I have to be very precise with my hand movements, but it's working for me. I'm doing okay, which is really nice because I just threw it into this cabinet and now I can play it. Spinner, right? So now if you have a spinner, you turn it on. Otherwise, it'll shoot with buttons. Trackball, same thing. You could see with, what was it, Reactor, I could use the joystick. Let's see. Right? So trackball enabled if you have a trackball hooked up. Fire controls, here's where I could use the other joystick for the fire controls in screw loose and crawl, but you can turn it to buttons if you don't have two joysticks. This one was awesome, flip screen, because I threw it in here and I'm like, oh no, that's right, I can't play it because it's turned. Oh wait, no, this is flip screen. So this is flip screen so that if you hook it up and you're upside down, you don't have to change the wires on your monitor, which is a pain. Here's the rotate screen, right? Vertical to horizontal. So there's vertical. And you can see that it doesn't scrunch all the fonts up. So let's just see for fun. Right? See, so you can kind of see if you look. I know we're all turning our heads now, but
Hello.
there's Qbert in its original form, right? So that's the way Qbert looks because it's a vertical game, right? But not all these games are vertical. They're vertical and horizontal, right? So there's Qbert, and we'll look at the. So it definitely looks different. It looks more normal, right? But we'll go ahead and go back. I can do this. And system setup. And we'll switch. Oops. There. And I switched it back. But it's really nice to be able to do that. I know that I think Reactor's horizontal. Not sure what else, to be honest. And then VGA scan lines, I have it off because this is a CRT monitor, so it's got them naturally. But if you have an LCD, which you can hook it up to, then you can turn on VGA scan lines, which is really cool. Test switch, I'm not sure how that one works yet. Boot to setup, 1 player and 2 player. So I guess if you hold those down when you're booting, it'll go straight to setup. And start buttons, which is kind of cool. This is on. I put it on release, right? So you can do on press, right? But I did it on release so that when I press down this to start up at 1 credit of Qbert, it won't actually start until I release. That way, when I'm just trying to hit both of these buttons to escape, it doesn't try to start the game and then escape. So it's kind of I like that little option. And there's game setup. Right, so there's fast boot, there's reactor, high score saver, game boot, speech. I'll have that on, right? I'm not sure what it does. Game boot speech. I think it just does like a little sound like that. That sound, right? We've got your volume, frequency, spinner delay, and then your dip switch settings, right? So here's all your dip switches that would be on the original boards. I don't know what auto advance is actually. I got the track sound on. I'll probably end up turning that off, but I don't know. It's kind of fun right now. Set the free play, cabinet tight, and kickers on. And yeah, this thing supports the knocker. I don't know if you remember in Qbert when you would fall off and it would do a knock, actually a physical knock like pinball machines had, right? So it has a knocker in there. So if you have a knocker, you can hook it up to the board and it'll actually do the knocker, which is neat. And those are, so these are just different ones, right? So lives and ships you can actually change on this one. I didn't realize in Qbert that these are the dip switch settings and you can't change to more than three players. But that's what you get. You got your switch test, monitor touch, game enabled, right? So if you don't want some of these games to show up, you can just get them out of there. It's just to say if Three Stooges is something I never play, I can turn it off or something like that. We'll see. But there's not a lot of games, so I'll probably just leave them all on. And then there's load game ROMs, which is new. I don't know a whole lot about this. I'll probably explain it, or did explain it with the board setup. There's load game ROMs and system update, so you can actually do updates on this board, unlike his other board. So when there's bug fixes or changes, or I don't know if there's plans to do new games, but you can actually do a ROM, a system update, which is really cool. I know that some people were doing that right away because when he first sent them out, he went ahead and just did some bug fixes. So that is the Qbert. That's the Mylstar board, JROK. He rocks. And again, this is really cool. I wanted to show you guys this. So what I'll do, this may end up being a little too long. I'll probably just do another one with a Qbert review. Maybe I'll review some of these games because I know I'm going to be talking about the board. Either I did or I am going to talk about the board here soon. So I will be back. All right, guys, I wanted to go ahead and pull the board out, and I wanted to show you the size of this board. You can tell by this is the size of my hand, so it's not a very big board. It's basically the same size as the Multi-Williams board. It has all the same characteristics of that board, of a JROK board. Let me see, let me spin it around here a little bit. Okay, so what came with it was the board itself. It comes with a little adapter here for trackball and spinner. And it came with this nice little, there's a lot more you can get online, but he sent this nice little cheat sheet for what everything is, if you can't figure it out on the board. But there's a little jumper here for VGA enable or disable. Right now I have mine is off because I have it in a regular CRT monitor. So that's a little jumper you can switch. There's a little reset button. What I found out was nice is a little volume button right here on this. When I had it turned it in, it was pretty loud, so I actually just could reach in and adjust the volume there. This is a little for monitor hookup. If you have a basically, I don't know how the Qbert monitor works, but the Multi-Williams, you needed this for the monitors that I have, 4900s. And this is the what makes the JROK board awesome is that he uses the original CPU, which is here. According to this, it's the 8088 CPU, which is what was used originally in these boards back in the day, and that's what gives him the ability to make this authentic and not like a MAME type setup. I thought it was kind of cute how he did the little cursing right here on the board. I thought that was neat. And then here's your USB port for your flash connector, so that when you do the updates and system updates, and you can see he's got the Mylstar FPGA is what this is called. That's the kind of board it is, FPGA board, and it's got the JROK revision. And again, it's just JAMA. It does not have a VGA connector for your LCD, but I'm assuming that if you have a VGA converter, you can use that. I'm not positive. I haven't actually. Here's how you can get to the manual. I'll go ahead and show you that. It's just www.jrok.com/MSF/manual, and you can get to his full manual. And then this right here is for the spinner. Right here's your six pin connector for the spinner and the trackball, and that's about it on the board. I don't think there's anything else to really show you. Just want to show you that it's a regular JAMA board and all the little nice little features on it. It's very compact. And I'm going to go ahead and put it back in there, and I'll fire it back up. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this film, this arcade video. Again, I'm going to try to do as many as I can. You know, even when I'm off on my 2-month hiatus again, right away, I haven't even gotten going. Maybe I'll be able to do some things. Maybe I'll find some arcades somewhere, something interesting to show you guys. I hope so. I've got some other ideas with some videos. I'm going to try to post as many videos as I can over the next few weeks before I head out. But hope you enjoyed this one. Hope I didn't ramble on too much. But if you have any questions about this board or how to get it, let me know. It's really, really cool. I love Qbert, and I look forward to playing a lot. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.